Hey y'all, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. I'm Norma Darling. I am the creator of this channel where we talk all things beauty, lifestyle, and most importantly, self-improvement. And if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come back and join for more self-growth, beauty, and all that good stuff. And if you're not new here, hey girl, how's it going? Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Before I start, now this hair, I know it's like super luscious, really big. I'm obsessed with this hair. I actually just recently posted a video on this hairstyle, so if you are interested, definitely check my bio for details to this hair. And you know what? You're gonna be surprised. Okay, so go ahead and find that link in that bio. So today's video, we're going to be talking about how to never lose your spark. And now this video, I'm really excited about, mostly because it's something that I've been thinking about, and it's a common theme with women, people in general, as they grow older, as real life comes into play and all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get started, you already know we got to talk about the drink. So the drink I have is actually in this really cute sunflower cup. Also, these are my nails. These are press-ons, believe it or not. So this is Okra Water, and it's not as slimy as it's supposed to be. I only use one okra. I think I was supposed to use more, but it's good for your gut health. And like I always say, I'm really big on like gut health and anything to help, make sure your stomach is operating, because your gut health is connected to your brain health. Okay, so if your stomach is not feeling good, guess what? You're not gonna be feeling good either. So okra water for the win. All you gotta do is soak a few cut up pieces of okra, and I put a lime in there, soak it for a day or two, and drink it. And it's really not that bad. If you can't stand the texture, I would say like just put it in like a smoothie or mix it with like a juice or something, and you'll be fine. Okay, so of course I have to go on Google for definition. And when I go on Google and type in what is like someone's spark, like how would you define that, I am seeing provide joy, purpose, and direction. So essentially your joy, purpose, and direction. So I love that definition. I would definitely say I agree with the definition. When I think of spark, I think of people's like joy, their purpose, what keeps them moving and what keeps them growing and going. So life can harden us as we age, or just things in general can harden us and make us, kind of lose that joy and that purpose that we once had. And these could be things that's completely out of your control. And now if you are in a situation where you feel like you've lost that spark or that trait within you, there are some easy steps that I wouldn't even call them easy. There are some steps that you can take to help, just find that and tap back into that. So I would say the first step is to understand your uniqueness and be yourself. And as easy as it sounds, it's really not that easy, and we all know that. Your uniqueness is personal to you. Like, yes, humans, sometimes we do in certain ways share similar situations and similar circumstances with people, but that's not always the case. You need to understand your uniqueness. Like, where are you from? What did you grow up? Where did you grow up? What is your family like? What do you like? What do you don't like? You need to find a uniqueness that is personal to you, okay? And we can also say that is tapping into your most authentic self. Who are you when you're alone? What do you like? What are those quirky things? Tapping back into your inner child to understand that, what did this child like? What did this child feel happy about? Those are the things that's going to help you to find your uniqueness and understand uniqueness. Also, being around people who know you for you, chances are you'll most likely be yourself, and there you'll be able to see your uniqueness blossom. I would also say to do what you love, okay? And love what you do. Now, obviously, it's easier said than done, of course, because we have jobs, we have real life things that we have to do. We have bills to pay. Like, I get it, okay? But do what you love. So if that means that, you love to go skating, or you love to read books, or you love to lay in the grass, do it. Like, just do what you love and love what you do, okay? Even if that means finding people who also love what you do and doing it with them and sharing that joy, that'll help to ignite that spark and that purpose in you. You want to feel inspired. You want to feel ready to go. You want to feel driven. And you'll do that, or you'll feel those emotions when you're one, tapping into uniqueness, and then two, doing what you love. I actually recently made a video on this, and the third thing you want to do is to tap into your intuition. I will also link that video in the comments because I talked a lot about like your intuition, your subconscious, and ways to sharpen your intuition. But you want to tap into your intuition. Tapping into your intuition will help with understanding yourself and finding that uniqueness and authenticity. That's essentially going to help you to, reignite that spark, or I guess you can say for you to bring that spark back to life if you feel like it has been diminished through whatever circumstances. You want to embrace the chaos and the unpredictability of life. And I know that kind of sounds crazy, especially because like I'm really big on like, get a routine, find something that's like for you. But sometimes when it comes to finding your spark, also means going out of the norm to what you're used to. Because yes, you can have a schedule that you're following all the time, but let's say for example one day you kind of don't follow this particular schedule and you go opposite direction, you might actually end up being in a space where you find that like, if you hadn't done this day, you would have never learned this. So definitely being able to embrace the chaos, go with the flow sometimes, go with the flow sometimes. That definitely helps, especially if you're trying to find your uniqueness and you're still in that area where you're trying to find yourself. Going with the flow will allow you room and space to kind of just move around. Even though I am really big on like scheduling and stuff like that, but that's more so after you feel like you've established that uniqueness in who you are. Humans are not stagnant creatures, so that means you have to be ever changing, ever growing, ever evolving. That's how you're going to keep your spark, okay? You don't want to stay stagnant. You don't want to sit in old emotions. You don't want to just be like this like person who just cannot change. You never want that for yourself. You want to be ever changing, and you want to surround yourself with individuals who are also ever changing, because that is going to be inspiring. I would say to find a creative outlet, and that can be whatever you want it to be. And when I say creative, it doesn't have to just be like drawing or painting. If this is cooking for you, girl, then that's your creative outlet, okay? If it's going for a walk, that is your creative outlet. If it's walking, that is your creative outlet. You need to find something where you can tune energy into something, okay? You want to be putting your energy into something. And now I'm really big on energy and how energy is brought in and let out. When it comes to being a person who's full of spark and have that spark component to them, you do not necessarily want to hold on to negative emotions, or you don't want to hold on to things that doesn't make you feel the best, because essentially what that's doing is dimming your light. So you essentially never want to be in a position where your light is being dimmed. Therefore, you find a creative outlet actually helps you, so that if you do have those moments, you're able to release and bring that energy out of you. Let's think about it in a physical mindset, in terms of like, you take a deep breath and you just hold your breath, like, and you just don't breathe out, and you're just holding your breath the whole time. And now in this concept, I'm still holding my breath. The release would be the creative outlet. Still holding my breath. I can't really think. I'm a little stiff. All I could think about is my breath that I'm holding. And when I let out that breath, I'm able to think and operate and flow more naturally. So essentially, you do want to find that creative outlet to just be able to release things and flow. I know I touched a little on finding that creative outlet, and working out could be something that you do as your creative outlet. So you also want to let loose physically, okay? Now, I'm the type of person, I'm really big on boundaries, and I'm talking like mental boundaries and spiritual boundaries. So like, I wouldn't allow myself to be around a certain group of people if I know that they're not good for me spiritually or mentally, okay? So that's not what I mean when I say let loose. When I say let loose, I need you to move your body, okay? I need you to like open up your arms, okay? If you just want to go outside and twirl around, okay? When I first moved out here, me and my friend, we used to go in the rain and like run through the rain, okay? You need to do stuff like that, because essentially what that's doing is letting you just live. You need to live. That's what you need. Living allows you to never lose your spark. Living allows you to never lose your spark. If that means going outside and touching some grass, turning off your phone, calling up somebody, like playing in the rain, whatever the case may be, going for a drive when the sun is setting and just really enjoying that moment, that is what's going to help you to never lose your spark, okay? Is to let loose physically. You know, open up your arms. You know, when you're doing stretches, try to do hip openers. Hip openers are really good for you because they let out a lot of tension and tight energy, especially if you like sit down all day for work, or if you're like walking around a lot and stuff. You need to do hip openers, okay? If you need to squat into a position, if you need to do stretches, if you need to, whatever the case may be, do what you need to do. But you also want to let loose physically and just feel full autonomy over your body. Then you also want to go ahead and just protect yourself. I would say this is the biggest thing, just in the sense that with you being a person who is finding their spark, or you know, trying to tap back into that, or if you're someone who already have that big spark component about you, I was watching something the other day, and basically they were just like, you know, when you shine so bright, it's so much shadows around you. Okay, it's natural, just like bugs are to light. Bugs are drawn to light. Okay, people who are missing that spark component or that brightness to them, they will be attracted to you, whether that's men or women or children. Okay, and not everyone have those good intentions. Some people, they want to diminish it because they're not used to it. Jealousy is a very common trait in human beings. Some people, they want to grab it, hide it from the world. Some people, they want to, like, you know, hurt you. So essentially, you need to be careful and protect yourself. Be very mindful. And in all of my videos, I always talk about the groups that you're surrounding yourself with. So always make sure that you're being very intuitive, you're being discerning when you are like tapping into that light component in you, and also when you are trying to preserve that spark that you already have, you know, that we're all naturally born with. But as we move on throughout life, that can change with circumstances, with environmental influences, whatever the case may be. You also want to make sure that you're taking breaks and you're not burning yourself out. I know sometimes, especially with passionate people, it's very easy to feel like I can do this, 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 and this, and just like shoot through life. And yes, as fun and amazing as that sounds, sometimes it's not realistic for us and it's not something that's doable. So you want to make sure you're scheduling breaks, whether it's taking a 5-minute nap throughout the day or taking a weekend off to just sit at home and do nothing. Whatever the case may be, you want to make sure that you're taking breaks, and that way you're fueling your energy, fueling your soul, and keeping yourself passionate and just keeping that light about you really bright. You also want to celebrate your successes, whether it's large or small, and that is something that I'm really big on. I love throwing like a party or whatever, but you want to celebrate, and celebration doesn't always mean party. Sometimes it could just be like you getting yourself a little treat, or you acknowledging that small win that you did for yourself. I think a lot of times, especially if you're someone who is easily passionate, when you succeed at things, sometimes you don't acknowledge or you don't recognize. Sometimes you'll hear it from someone else. So essentially what you want to do is make sure that you are celebrating yourself. I heard one of my friends said one day that when you don't celebrate what you're doing or the successes or the good things in your life, it's kind of like saying, you know, like being ungrateful about what you have, because these opportunities were given to you or you work for it and you're kind of not celebrating. So why not celebrate, whatever the case may be, or however you want to celebrate. And then you also want to communicate. You want to make communication one of the biggest things in your relationships with friends, family, loved ones, whatever the case may be. You want to make communication your anchor, okay? And essentially, what is this going to help you to do is to let out your thoughts and have people around you, your support system, understand, see you, and kind of help support you in a way. Because if you're always telling people around you, like, okay, for example, you know, you make cupcakes and you're always like, yeah, I really want to start this cupcake business, and you're just yapping on about it, you know, and let's say 3 months down the line, somebody might call you and be like, hey girl, so how's that cupcake business going? And there you go, accountability. You didn't remember that 2 months ago you was yapping about that. You know what I mean? So you want to go ahead and just communicate as much as you can. And then y'all, last but not least, my absolute favorite is to stay present, okay? Now, I done made a video about this, okay? I think like last year or something like that. It's on my channel, so feel free to go ahead and check it out. And I just touch on the importance of staying present. But what you want to do in order to be able to keep that spark about you or reignite that spark about yourself is to stay present, okay? What you're doing when you're staying present is that you are taking in the moment. I know there are times in our lives where we will go through and we're not present and we forget the small important details. But when you're present, you're able to remember those details. Staying present is amazing for your mental health, and staying present even enhances your creativity. So if your mental health is good and you're able to enhance your creativity and you're enhancing your relationships and you're having reduced stress and you're having improved mental clarity, it's a win-win. So definitely just remember to stay present at all times, and that will definitely help you to be able to get to where you want to be. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I always love coming here and chit-chatting. I am such a yapper and I love to talk about self-improvement. It is absolutely one of my favorite things. I've spent a lot of my early adulthood life, even though I'm 24, I turned 25 in December, reading books and learning on self-improvement in all aspects and watching videos. So it is my passion, and I love to help other people. So if you have any questions, go ahead and just drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you want to hear about, what you want to talk about. And if you have any video suggestions, just let me know. I'm always free to hear it. So I will see you guys in the next video. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Y'all, I don't have no more space, but thank you so much for watching.